The cameras flashed. The crowd froze. And just like that, Hollywood had a completely new obsession.
It's London, February 2026.
Right, and you can almost hear the rain hitting the pavement outside the cinema. There was this distinct hiss underneath the shouting of the paparazzi.
It's absolute chaos, but right in the middle of that chaos, there is an image that just instantly traveled around the world.
Jacob Elordi shielding Margot Robbie from the downpour at the Wuthering Heights UK premiere.
And Margot, she isn't just wearing a dress. She is wearing a sheer garment that isn't made of fabric. It is woven with actual human hair.
It was the moment the internet broke. Again.
But here is the thing, and this is why we are talking about it today. This wasn't just a red carpet appearance. It was the final move in a 3-year chess game. They said she vanished. They said she was injured.
But while the world looked away, Margot Robbie was rewriting the rules of fame. She didn't just take a break. Margot Robbie just destroyed Hollywood forever. Welcome to StarScope Report.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Jordan. Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
Today's deep dive is into a concept we are calling the ghost contract.
Right. It's the story of the mysterious hiatus of Margot Robbie and her explosive return in February 2026 that has basically redefined celebrity power.
We usually look at the data behind the headlines, but this story is special because it involves high-risk business strategy masquerading as absence.
Let's start with segment 1, the Vanishing Act, or, as the financial press probably should have called it, the billion-dollar disappearance.
Yeah, we really have to rewind to 2023. Barbie comes out, and it makes over $1.4 billion at the box office.
And Margot Robbie is arguably the most famous woman on the planet at that exact moment. I mean, she is the face of the highest-grossing film of the year.
She is completely saturated. In marketing, we call this alignment saturation. Her face and the brand of Barbie became entirely indistinguishable.
If you saw Margot, you saw plastic.
Exactly. You couldn't walk down the street without seeing pink. It was on buses, it was on benches, even Google search bars turned pink.
Now, the old Hollywood rulebook says you have to strike while the iron is hot. Do 5 more movies immediately. Be on every magazine cover until people are sick of you.
Right. Cash in before the audience moves on. You squeeze the lemon until it's completely dry, because the industry fear is that if you step out of the spotlight,
someone else just steps right in.
But Robbie did the opposite. She invoked the scarcity principle. It is the exact same logic luxury brands like Hermes use with the Birkin bag.
Right. If you can get a Birkin bag anywhere, nobody wants it.
If it's everywhere, it's not luxury, it's utility. She realized that for her value to remain high, she had to become rare. She even said in an interview with the Time, quote, "I should probably disappear from screens for a while. Everyone's probably sick of the sight of me."
Which is such a humble brag, but also objectively true. We were drowning in pink, but that self-awareness is incredibly rare.
Most stars operate from a place of insecurity. She operated from a place of intense strategy.
And here's where the psychology gets really interesting. When a star goes silent, what we call a tone of absence, the public just starts to hallucinate reasons for it.
They can't accept that someone just wants to be quiet. The void has to be filled.
Oh, the rumors. I went down such a rabbit hole on this. The hip injury saga was absolute peak internet brain rot.
You have to walk us through that, because looking back, it seems insane that people believed it, but at the time, it was being reported as serious news.
Okay, so during her break, there was this report, and we have to clarify, it originated from the Batuta Advocate.
Which is a satirical news site, right? Basically the Australian version of The Onion.
Exactly. But the rumor mill churned it up and spit it out as fact. The headline was, Margot Robbie announces break from acting after suffering extensive hip injuries filming Barbie.
And legitimate outlets started whispering about it. Like, sources say Margot is recovering.
They really did. The report claims she had irreversible hip injuries because of Greta Gerwig's intense directing style.
Because Greta is known for being physically brutal on set. That makes no sense.
Right. It said she had been doing method acting, which involved, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, consulting toddlers.
Wait, consulting toddlers? Like for career advice?
No, for movement coaching, to learn how to be a doll. And having her feet chewed on.
Having her feet chewed on is purely fever dream material.
It even said she was being bent in weird directions to fit into the Barbie box packaging, or thrown in a bath with other Barbies.
That is horrifying and hilarious.
It is. But the fact that this satire spreads so fast actually proves your point about the ghost contract. When you don't give people content, They invent their own mythology.
They needed a reason for her absence that wasn't just, oh, she's busy. It had to be dramatic. But the reality was so much smarter than a hip injury.
She wasn't recovering, she was building an empire.
Right, she shifted to a work-from-home executive status in Venice Beach. While everyone thought she was hiding, she was producing massive hits like Saltburn and My Old Ass.
Saltburn was huge, and think about it. She didn't show her face once in the marketing. She didn't do the press junket.
She let the movie stand on its own, which is a massive flex for a producer. She proved she could drive culture from the shadows.
It's moving from labor to capital. She stopped selling her time and started selling her taste. And her taste is arguably her most valuable asset right now.
But if you think her disappearance was calculated, wait until you hear about the specific details of her return.
It's darker, much darker, and much more expensive.
Coming up, we break down the most insane press tour in Hollywood history. Why did Margot Robbie wear a necklace that once belonged to Elizabeth Taylor? And what does it have to do with a broken heart?
And why was everyone suddenly obsessed with gothic romance? We'll dive into all of that next.
I still cannot get over the hair bracelet thing. It's haunting me.
We are getting there. So let's move to segment 2, the resurrection.
The headline here is February 2026, the Gothic Takeover.
Finally, the drought is over.
The context is the release of Wuthering Heights on February 13, 2026. It's directed by Fennell, who Robbie obviously worked with before on Barbie and Promising Young Woman.
Now, we know Margot loves method dressing. She did it with Barbie, wearing the literal doll outfits. But this
was method dressing 2.0, using fashion to extend the character off-screen in a completely different way.
This wasn't plastic fantastic. This was a noir fairy tale. It was aggressive. It wasn't about looking pretty in the traditional sense. It was about looking dangerous.
Let's break down the looks, because the symbolism here is next level. It started with the LA premiere on January 26th. She wears a Schiaparelli couture gown.
It has this incredible heart-shaped neckline, but the jewelry, that is the key code. You have to look at the diamonds.
Tell us about the necklace.
She wore Elizabeth Taylor's iconic Taj Mahal diamond necklace. Now, for the history buffs out there, this isn't just a sparkly rock.
Not at all.
It was a gift to Taylor from Richard Burton for her 40th birthday. But in the context of Wuthering Heights, it references a specific Heathcliff quote regarding Catherine.
The quote is, "I have not broken your heart, you have broken it."
Oof, that is heavy.
It brings so much baggage to the red carpet. It signals to the audience that this isn't a romance, it's a tragedy.
It is invoking the ghosts of Hollywood past. Taylor and Burton were the original toxic power couple, and she uses that to promote a movie about toxic obsession.
Then she goes to Paris on February 2nd. She wears custom Chanel red velvet by Matthew Blazy.
And this wasn't just a dress, it was architecture. It had this pronounced corset and a back panel that looked like a heavy train.
Robbie actually called this the most special event of the tour.
You could tell she felt powerful in it. It was armor. She looked like she was going to war, not a movie premiere.
But then London happened, February 5th. The morning look. This is the one that broke the internet.
This is the one we talked about at the start, the one that made everyone stop scrolling. Describe it for us because the details matter here.
Okay, so it is a custom Dilara Fitikoglu dress. It's sheer. It has these intricate braided details all over it. But those braids, they aren't thread.
No, they are woven with real human hair.
And if that wasn't enough, she wore a mourning bracelet, the bracelet of Charlotte. It was an official collaboration with the Bronte Parsonage Museum.
And it is literally made of hair. Why hair? Why go that far? That feels so visceral.
In the Victorian era, mourning jewelry made of hair was a really common way to keep a piece of your loved one close after they died. It is deeply romantic, but also deeply creepy.
It's memento mori, a constant reminder of death.
Exactly. It perfectly captures the vibe of Wuthering Heights. It is obsession beyond death. It's telling the story of the movie before you've even bought a ticket.
And then you add the visual of Jacob Elordi, who plays Heathcliff, shielding her from the London rain. It looked like a scene from the movie.
Reddit and social media went into an absolute frenzy. They were calling her a marketing genius.
Because it's not just fashion, it's storytelling. It creates an immersive world. It's performance art.
And we can't forget the street style. The 1992 John Galliano coat dress with the feathers and the red stockings.
Iconic. She looked like a dangerous bird. A raven. It was giving, don't touch me, but look at me.
She conquered the red carpet, there is no doubt about that. But what she did in the boardroom is even crazier.
We are talking about a hostile takeover of the industry.
Stay tuned to find out how Margot Robbie managed to produce a movie, star in it, and secure a massive deal with a French media giant, all while raising a family.
The business move that no one saw coming is next.
And if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you are subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
Yeah, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
So let's talk about segment 3, the Ghost Empire, or as we like to call it, the Mogul era.
We talked about her vanishing, we talked about the fashion, but the real destruction of old Hollywood happened behind the scenes.
While she was supposedly off, she was actually growing LuckyChap Entertainment.
LuckyChap is the production company she co-founded with her husband Tom Ackerley and their friends.
And it's not a vanity project. You know how every actor has a production company now? Usually it's just a vehicle to find roles for themselves.
It's an ego boost. But this is different.
We call it the Ghost Empire because she built a production powerhouse that runs on her DNA but doesn't need her face.
Right, look at the track record. They produced I, Tanya, Promising Young Woman, Maid, and obviously Barbie.
But the big expansion happened during the so-called break. They partnered with a French media giant called Media One.
This allows them to expand heavily into the European market, specifically London. They are going global.
That Media One deal gives them capital and distribution in Europe that most American production companies completely struggle to get.
And looking at their portfolio, they have the Ocean's 11 prequel in the works. They are building massive franchises.
But here's the pivot that really fascinates me. Her return to acting with Wuthering Heights isn't a retreat to safety.
And her next move absolutely proves it. She is filming a movie called A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey.
With Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Directed by Kogonada. Now, for those who don't follow the indie circuit, Kogonada is an indie darling.
He's known for After Yang and Columbus.
He is soulful, quiet, artistic. He frames shots like paintings.
Which is the total opposite of Barbie.
Exactly. Barbie was, everything is awesome. This new film is kinetic and soulful. It's a huge risk.
It's not a billion-dollar blockbuster waiting to happen, but that's the point, isn't it?
She doesn't have to take the safe money anymore. She made the safe money. She made all the money. Now she makes the art.
She has bought her freedom.
And that brings us to our conclusion. Why did we say she destroyed Hollywood?
Because she broke the cycle of dependency.
She proved that strategic scarcity is more valuable than constant exposure. She killed the idea that an actress has to say yes to everything to stay relevant.
She signed a ghost contract with the industry promising her influence but withholding her presence, and she won.
It's almost like she looked at the burnout that happens to so many stars. The Jennifer Lawrences, the Anne Hathaways, where the public turns on them for just being around too much.
The overexposure backlash, and she said, "Not me, I'm going to disappear before you can get sick of me."
From the billion-dollar highs of Barbie, to the calculated silence of the hip injury rumors, to the gothic triumph of Wuthering Heights.
Margot Robbie has written the blueprint for the modern movie star. She understands that in an attention economy, attention is currency and you shouldn't spend it all at once.
She has conquered the box office, the red carpet, and the boardroom. But here's a final provocative thought for you to chew on.
There have been rumors for years, whispers, that she wants to step behind the camera in a different way.
With her track record of producing and her incredible eye for visual directors like Emerald Fennell and Greta Gerwig, is Margot Robbie about to destroy the role of the director next?
I would watch a Margot Robbie-directed film in a heartbeat. I think the industry's terrified of how good it would be.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.